Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for our overview of how we're going to be using the NEO experience to engage not only first-time home buyers, but for people who we want to sort of adopt into our systems. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through. I'm going to show you both of the campaigns today so that we have training behind both of them. But I do want to make sure that you understand that they are very, very similar in their messaging. There was only supposed to be one campaign, but we ended up realizing that we needed to have some ways to engage people who were already either in your database or who you would meet out in the world who just weren't first-time home buyers, who we just wanted to invite to engage into the tools that we have. If you have any questions during the training, please don't hesitate to write those into the chat window. I will take those at the end of each of the sessions. So we're going to start right now with NEO Experience campaign for new home buyers. As you can imagine, the target of this campaign is for future home buyers, right? So somebody who is currently renting or somebody who has buying a home on their radar. There are going to be 7 emails that are going to go out over 31 days, and those are truly going to introduce them to the benefits of working with a NEO mortgage planner for their home purchase. The audience, again, new home buyers, renters, anyone who's thinking about buying a house in the future, even if that is a couple of years away, being able to say to them, like, there is no pressure to get a loan right now. I just want you to have the tools that we have available and to tell you a little bit about the way we do business. It's also going to give, links to your website where they can learn more information. And then if you want to engage with them out in the field, so if you meet someone and they say, yes, I'm really thinking about buying a home, you can go right to your website and they can put their contact information in, and you're going to get an email. It's going to add it to Adium. We're going to explain all that in just a moment. As you can see, per usual, it's really simple to add an automation to someone's contact record. In this situation, you're going to be looking for the NEO Experience for First-Time Homebuyer campaign. Once you click OK, it's going to start sending out those great automations that you have been using thus far. As we are moving into the world of how these websites are going to be lead funnels that are going to go into the CRM, you know already on your NEO Experience page, you have a button for future homeowners. This is where first-time homebuyers would obviously go. If you're doing a first-time homebuyer seminar, or if you're doing anything where you really want to engage with people who are not current homeowners, you can also make a QR code to take them directly to this page so that they can start getting really good information from you. If you've never made a QR code with a URL before, we do have training on that in the Resource Center for Matrix. So here is number 1. This is going to be sent the very first day that they signed up. And I'm going to more or less paraphrase what's going on. On the left, you're going to see the email that's going to go out. On the bottom of the email is something we call the call to action, which is what we want that person to do and learn more about. And then we also have a text message that goes out to them. So this one basically says, are you ready to take control of your financial future? It's time to unlock the benefits of home ownership that many successful individuals have already discovered. NEO Home Loans offers everyone the same opportunities to understand how to build generational wealth through real estate. We provide you with the tools to ensure that your home or your future home builds equity throughout the years. So we offer them the NEO Experience app at this point, and then we sell the top 3 things that they're going to be able to do with that app as a first-time homebuyer, which is to see where their credit score is and to be able to monitor it for all activity, that they can set the goal of home readiness with their savings. And then the homeownership snapshot tool is a really cool way for them to be able to see the real numbers and get an idea of how much work they have to do in order to buy their first home. We also have a call to action down here of, I would love the opportunity to connect with you for an initial financial review and spend some time learning about your goals for the future. Can we schedule something for this week? The reason we're asking this way is because there is not a consensus among our users yet about what kind of scheduling tool is going to be most effective to build into these campaigns. I fully expect for us to have this conversation in the coming weeks so that we can make this actually a ton easier for you. Probably going to be looking at that being Calendly, but we will talk more about that in the coming weeks. The text message that goes over, we really want these to seem friendly and engaging and as if you maybe wrote it. So this one says, "Hi, it's me. We're excited about your home buying journey and thank you for trusting us to work with you during this exciting time. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask." And then we're famous for calling our NEO loan process the perfect loan promise. And so this blog is one that I actually wrote myself. And it's truly about what the idea of the perfect loan would be. And truly that there is no such thing as a perfect loan, but that we try really hard to create efficiencies and to really listen to those buyers, and that we're focused on the long-term relationship with this individual, not just about when we can get them into a loan. It's a great one that's over on your website. If you've never read it, I highly suggest not only that you read it, but that you share it with your experience across your social media channels. Email 2 is going to be sent on day 6. And for some odd reason, our good friends at Canva don't want to show us what the email says. So that's so funny. Well, it's right there. Do you guys see it? I don't either. There's an issue on their end, they said. Hold on one second. Let's just revive it and see what we see. And there it is. Good job, Canva. Email number 2 sent on day 6 is talking about how they can build equity in their future. And this is talking about how homeownership can come with a range of financial benefits that can help them build equity and secure long-term financial stability and even save money on taxes. It doubles down talking about how renting obviously is not a way to build equity in their future. As you continue to pay off your mortgage, you can leverage an increasing share of your home equity toward long-term financial stability. And then we talk a little bit about HomeBinder. Now, obviously, if they're first-time home buyers, they're not actually going to receive anything for HomeBinder at this point, but it's a great way to get them to read a little bit more. We have a video on that as well, and we just want to show them, like, we're far more than a mortgage company. We're thinking about how to also kind of guide you to be successful homeowners. And so we sent a little message over to them as well, like, check out your email. We're going to tell you a little bit more about HomeBinder. Email number 3 is a special email. It's sent on day 11. Again, we're talking about how they can take those first steps toward that financial freedom. And we want them to be able to use the HomeBot for first-time home buyers link. Now, I'll be honest with you, right now we're in the middle of finding out everyone's unique identifying link for first-time home buyers, but this is also another way for you to show, like, the value proposition of working with us is that we're also going to be able to tell them and show them how they're going to be able to build equity in their future. Now, the first-time home buyer piece of that is a little bit different, but it does kind of the same thing that that NEO Experience app will do, which is trying to show them how they can understand how to become a home buyer, the areas that they're looking in. And I'm going to provide you guys with a little bit of training too on this in case you haven't ever used that side of HomeBot before. Email number 4 is sent on day 16. This is really talking about how we understand that every home buyer is unique. That's why we offer tailored mortgage solutions to fit your individual needs and financial goals. And that we believe it's far more important for us to build a relationship than just do a loan. And so when they start thinking about being ready to do a loan, we're going to be there to guide them appropriately. And then we have a call to action here, which is become an excellent homebuyer in 10 easy steps. That takes them over to your website. We have a great article on when people are starting to think about what they're going to do, what's really going to be important, making sure that they have the right professional partners, such as a financial advisor, real estate agent, et cetera, that they understand the impact of their mortgage payment when it comes to their income and the lifestyle that they have, how to utilize their teams, how to look for homes, how to go into a house and really see themselves living there, how to do enough background on different neighborhoods to know that it's the right place, and then understanding how the home buying process works. Again, we'll shoot them over a text at this point. It may seem daunting to share your finances with a mortgage professional, but know that you can trust me to be open and understanding. My goal is to provide a clear path toward owning a home. Have you been looking at houses? That open-ended question is there so that we can engage and answer and hopefully get them to tell us that they are really interested in looking for homes soon. Email number 5 sent on day 21 is all about concierge lending. So this is kind of a new kind of thing I'm playing with, is this concierge lending, which basically means we serve at the highest possible level at NEO. That you work with an experienced professional who provides personalized hands-on guidance to make sure that there's a smooth and successful transaction. We're really going to get to know you and find the best loan for you. And that we honor the commitment we make to give everyone access to financial planning for their families. And then we double down on the 3 things that we talked about thus far to see if they still want to engage, if they haven't yet. And then we go ahead and have a call to action here where we're actually going to explain to them the entire NEO Experience app and what it can be used for. If you're asking yourself, gee, why isn't this a call to action in email number 1? Well, technically in email number 1, I want them to focus solely on getting that app downloaded. But as you well know, even if they download it, they may not actually have opened it and engaged with it yet. So this is kind of a second opportunity to remind them that that's on their phone and to see if we can take them through some of the things that they'll be able to use to set it up. Email number 6 is sent on day 26. And we are talking here about the competitive, the difference in our approach versus another lender. And so what we talk about here is obviously we want to have competitive rates and fast approvals and personalized support, but that we are very committed to their financial future and that our relationship with them truly begins the day that they close their loan, when we start being advocates for their financial health in the future. Call to action here is trust me to pilot you through the loan. If you've never read this email on your website, it's one of my absolute favorites. And it's because everybody gets on a plane with the best intentions of getting from point A to point B really safely. Your job as the pilot is to make sure that that happens, but you've got a lot of things that you have to keep in mind when it's going through the process, right? You got to make sure you don't hit any turbulence, or if you hit turbulence or bad weather, that you have a backup plan. And that's the way that a mortgage originator should be, always thinking proactively about the best ways around things. And then we just check in at this point. How are you? Just wanted to see if I can be of any assistance. I hope that you have an amazing day. Then that last email is going to go out on day 31. We're just talking to them about how easy a pre-approval can be. So we double down on the fact that in today's competitive housing market, getting pre-approved from a mortgage is fundamental. It demonstrates to sellers you're a serious qualified buyer and gives you an advantage over other potential buyers. With NEO, getting pre-approved is fast and easy. Our online application process is secure, and you'll receive a decision within minutes. And then we have a call to action here that goes over to your website. We have broken down the entire NEO pre-approval process into the different steps. So it starts with the dreams and goals call, the client consultation, the full underwritten approval, the approval follow-up, the offer acceptance strategy, and then the contract meeting. So if you've actually never gone through that blog, that's actually kind of a great thing for you guys to be able to share in general. One of the big things that we talk about a lot, if you've not heard us say this before, is when you have hundreds of articles that are already on your website, you can use those for anything that comes up. So if somebody says to you like, hey, I don't know much about the NEO pre-approval process, you can just grab the link to this exact blog and send it over. If you have somebody who comes to you and says, you told me my credit score was 730, but Credit Karma said it was 790, why the discrepancy? You can send them a blog over from your website about how there are credit score variances depending on who is reporting the number. You have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of articles. You can use them at any time in your social media. You can certainly answer a lot of commonly asked questions just by using one of your blogs. And then the system itself is going to send you an email, and it's going to say, this has stopped sending. So we were sending the emails to this person about this. Today's a great day to figure out what you want to do. You can reach this person at this number. We will also have a little guidance for you, like what should be the next thing that happens. If this is a person who's engaging with you, you can certainly put them on the first-time homebuyer campaign from this point out, which will market to them for a while. But you will also hopefully have them engage in various different technologies, and you're going to set yourself up for tasks in the future based on their plans so that you can figure out how to best reach out to them. So what do you do next? Call them, check in on what their timeline for buying is, set a meeting with them to show them the Neo Experience presentation, set a meeting with them to go over their financial plan, show them their buying power with a mortgage coach video, and create follow-up that is truly meaningful. So if they're waiting to buy for a specific reason, set yourself a task to reach out with messaging around that reason. So let's say it's, hey, we're going to spend all summer in Vermont with my grandma, but when we get back in the fall, we'd like to talk to you. I would love for you to have that in the notes as your task. And then when you call them, say, hey, how was your trip? How was your grandma? What was your favorite part of your visit? That is truly the way that we create such a personalized experience for each and every person who comes our way. In the resource center, as part of Matrix, you will see the generational wealth and financial health through real estate is our mission. And this is a fantastic presentation that you can give. You can download it right from there. You can personalize it for yourself. If you do things a little bit differently, by all means, create what you want with this. But this is a spectacular way to walk people through what we offer as Neo and what they can expect from our dedication to them. If you're looking for that, you just look under the Neo Experience. This is the Neo Experience. It says Neo Experience app because that's really where we keep a lot of the Neo Experience app training. But because it's a Neo Experience presentation, that's exactly where you can find not only the assets for this training, you can also find all kinds of different things that you can learn to understand about the Neo Experience. And that is the end of our training for the first-time homebuyer Neo Experience adoption. I am going to take a couple of questions, and then we are going to hop over into the current homebuyer one. James Adair asked, does the Experience app have a home search capability now? I see the copy often references this. I'm just not sure it's live yet. Can you give an update on this? Just curious. James, so just so you know, there is a partnership between FinLocker, who is the people who built the Neo Experience app. That absolutely exists, but you have to also sign up for Home Scout in order to do that. So none of the stuff that we put out actually talks about doing a home search inside the Neo Experience app, but you will receive things from FinLocker or from them that says that that is something that they're capable of doing. That's 100% true. I don't know. I worked with Home Scout for the last million years. There are pros and cons for sure with it, but we really haven't vetted out how we're going to have that approach to Home Scout quite yet. James also asked, is there a realtor partner co-brand on the platform? I remember earlier versions of AOH had an option for realtors to subscribe to their own account. Yeah, I believe at the end of August, there's definitely not, there has never been co-branding inside the Neo Experience app before, but they are definitely releasing that at the end of August. And in fact, I've kind of trapped them into having to do it because I put it on our calendar. So if you look at like August 28th or so, I put co-branded FinLocker Neo Experience app training on that. So I'm hoping it's definitely going to be ready. But I mean, if you guys know anything about technology, you know that you can never really quite believe what anyone says when it comes to all that jazz. So we will definitely let you know when that's going to be live. And just for everybody on this call, if you don't know, it truly is our goal to have all of the things that we do be able to be, there it is, to be able to be co-branded. And that includes the Neo, that includes honestly ADM and everything else that we would have. I'm hoping that you see the new presentation in front of you. The Canvas seems to want to be a little bit wonky today, but here we go. We're going to jump into the Neo Experience campaign for current homeowners at this point. The target of this audience is really for current homeowners. Now, this campaign is going to be wide reaching, so this is an important one to pay attention to. There are 6 emails over 26 days, and it's really going to explain the benefits of working with Neo and for their future home purchases, but actually is more about how we can adopt them into the technologies, into the systems that will serve them well, considering that wherever they got their mortgage from, the chances are pretty high. They're getting like chicken recipe emails, and maybe they get a send out cards every once in a while. But for the most part, no one's looking out for their financial well-being and health. So this campaign is perfect for anyone who currently owns a home. And when I say anyone who currently owns a home, if you have heard me do a deep dive on the amount of importance I put when it comes to focusing on building your database, this is a tremendous way to do exactly that. I don't want you to go crazy. So I hope you hear me saying that. I don't want you to go crazy and assign this to like every single person in your database. But I do want you to be very thoughtful about how you'd like to approach this campaign as we move forward. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. Again, it takes maybe 10 seconds to add someone in your database to this automation. You will be looking for Neo Experience for current homeowners. There was a little bit of debate as to what we were going to call it, because there are some ideas that you should call it the Adopt a Loan campaign, things like that. But this is what we're going to call it for right now. This campaign also marries really well with a brand new campaign that we're going to be putting out in about a week and a half. Right now, we have one called the Miss Opportunities campaign, which is what happens when someone tells you, no, I'm going to go with a different lender. We've actually revamped that entire campaign to be a wonderful lead-in to this campaign. So we'll talk a little bit about how to put those things together, but you can count on me to send you instructions before and after things so that you know what's available to them. A big part of what I'm focusing on right now is giving you directions in the system, since I can't really decision in there quite yet. So we're going to be telling you, hey, you had somebody on the Missed Opportunities campaign. That one just ended. We think it's a really smart idea because this is a homeowner to put them on this campaign. Over on your website under current homeowners, someone can fill that out right now. And for the next probably 7 days, they're still going to fill out that form, and it's going to come to your email for you to put them on this campaign. Forward tense. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm getting a note that you guys can't see my screen. Can you really not see my screen? I knew that was going to happen to us. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Why can't you see it? Hold up. Do you see it now? Someone tell me there. Can you see my screen? Sorry, guys. When I'm in full screen, I cannot. The best thing you can do is text me. Perfect. Here we go. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it again. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd apologize, but here we are. Here we are. Plus, Danetta didn't tell me. It's Danetta's job, as we all know. It's Danetta's job to tell me this. All right. Neo Experience campaign for current homeowners. Here we go. Target of the audience is obviously going to be anyone who currently owns a home who we would like to bring into our Neo Experience environment. Audience for this campaign is going to be anyone who currently owns a home. Very simple to set up the automation for this. Simply look under automations in the contact record, and you're looking for Neo Experience for current home buyer campaign or current homeowner campaign. On your website, they just go right to current homeowners. If you want to engage with them to go directly to current homeowners, you absolutely can do that. You can just create a QR code with the URL to take them right here. In the next week, we are going to be putting together all of the webhooks for all of this. So we have 3 separate webhooks per 100 different websites. Those all have to go into the appropriate campaigns or appropriate ADM account and then go on appropriate campaigns. So this has been a serious labor of love. I know it probably seems really simple. It is definitely not simple. So this has been a little bit of a challenge for us to put together, but luckily this is about to be remedied. So you don't even have to put anyone on a campaign. Email number 1 is on the left-hand side. And so what I want you to know is that we're saying the same things that we do in the first-time homebuyer campaign. We're doubling down on the fact that we offer everyone the same opportunities to understand how to build generational wealth through real estate. Whether or not we handled your financing, we're confident we can help. With that in mind, let us adopt your mortgage and set a proactive rate target that will save you money in the future. By doing so, you'll capitalize on lower rates as soon as they become available and avoid overpaying on your mortgage. Then we are going to talk to them again on the Neo Experience app. The reasoning obviously is a little bit different if they're a current home owner. So we're just letting them know they can monitor their score for changes or identity theft, that they can look at their savings and their debt to income ratio, and make sure that they understand if they're interested in buying a home in the future, that there's a lot of different things over there that are going to help them do just that. Call to action on the bottom. I'd love the opportunity to connect with you for initial financial review and spend some time learning about your goals for the future. Can we schedule something for this week? Call to action here is understanding the Neo Experience app. You'll see here that the call to action takes them directly over to understanding that Neo Experience app. And then we're going to send them over a text. Thanks so much for your interest in how Neo shows value to our customers. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. That second email is going to go out on day 6. This is talking about how homeownership comes with a wide range of financial benefits that can help you build equity, secure long-term financial stability, and even save money on taxes. And the verbiage is a little bit different here, right? As you already know, owning a home is a great way to build equity. What's more, as you continue to pay off your mortgage, you can start leveraging an increasingly larger share of your home equity towards long-term financial stability. The call to action here is really going to engage with them to download and have HomeBinder for themselves. And so there's actually technically 3 calls to action here. One is going to be giving them the information that they need to become engaged in HomeBinder. One of them is going to show them a video of what HomeBinder does. And the third is going to take them over to the website where you're going to be talking to them about how they can manage their home and build equity through making sure that they're maintaining their most valuable asset in the best way. And then, of course, there's going to be a text that go over. I sent you an email about the HomeBinder app, a fantastic tool for homeowners to manage their homes. From filters to fire alarms, it's a great way to keep up with the needs of your home. Email number 3 may be probably one of the most important things that we can do, and the best way to engage with people is to send them a little something about how they can sign up for HomeBot. So we have your link directly built into each and every one of your campaigns, so they can opt in right from their email right into HomeBot. And the call to action here is going to take them over to learn how HomeBot works right on your website. Email number 4 is talking about how we offer those tailored mortgage solutions if they're thinking about buying a home in the future. But of course, our mission is to make sure that we're doing more than just a loan. So we're not 100% sure that the person who we have on this campaign, because the people we can have on this campaign are random people you run into who you want to bring into the Neo environment. They're people who are currently in your database who had never gone through the Neo experience before, and you want to engage with them as current homeowners. There's all kinds of different ways. These could be your neighbors, your friends, anyone who you're trying to get involved, but we really don't have a clear understanding of where a new home is going to be on their roadmap. So we keep the language a little bit vague. But then the call to action here is, have you outgrown your current home? And over on your website, you have this great article, and it's just talking to them about, do you need more space? Do you wish it was easier to entertain? Do you really have a clear idea of what the equity in your current home is so that you can afford to have a house that's really going to suit you well? Do you have more pets now? Do they need more room to run around? And do you need a house that's more convenient than the one you currently have, whether that's closer to work or in a different area that might be better for their family? Email number 5. We want to make sure they understand that concierge lending that I told you about before. If they didn't have the opportunity to sign in to and really sign up for those apps, we're going to double down, make sure that they have all of those things where they can do that. And then we want to talk to them a little bit about the concept of mortgage planners. And that mortgage planner is such an interesting title, right? Because the way we do things at Neo is very mortgage planner-esque, right? Working in tandem sort of with a financial planner, thinking we're not a transactional person, right? Loan originator, loan professional, those two very much sound like you're transactional, but mortgage planner makes it seem as though you are going to be helping them plan for a multitude of things in their future. So that's, again, another great article you have that you can share at any time from right from your website. Email number 6 is going to go out. Why should you choose to trust Neo? And what we want to say here is, it's because we take a really different approach than other mortgage companies, because we're looking out for really how you can use those equity strategies to grow your wealth. We're obviously going to have competitive rates, fast approvals, personalized support, but it's truly that commitment to the financial future and the ongoing support of the CSMs, ongoing support of our team proactively looking at data to make sure that they are in the right loan program for them. Call to action here, again, trust me to pilot you through your loan. And then we send over a text. So when you bought your home, did your mortgage professional continue to help you after your closing? It's a really good question to ask them, because they're probably not used to this kind of thing. We're going to send you over an email that's going to let you know that this person has already gone through this entire campaign, that you should reach out, but that you should also assign them to the consumer newsletter if you had not done that before. That's an excellent way for you to stay in front of them, give them really good sort of equity building things. And that way you're in front of them every month moving forward until either the data tells us it's time to take action, or a rate lock that you have comes up that you need to take action, or you have a task that says, hey, I know I want to reach out to them. They did say, at the top of 24, they want to start looking for homes. That's a great way for you to set that task for them. So what do you do once that campaign ends? Call them, check in, see if you can set up that initial financial review if they didn't take the opportunity to schedule it with you at the beginning. Find out what their timeline for buying is going to be. Create a task around what that timeline is so that you know how to appropriately reach back out. Set up a meeting with them to show them that Neo presentation. Show them what buying power they have based on equity by putting together a TCA with Mortgage Coach, and then figure out what is the meaningful way for you to have a relationship with that person. Ideally, you would have connected with them in social media. Ideally, you are showing them every day that you bring value to the table. Again, if you're looking for this lovely, lovely presentation, you can find that in the Resource Center on for Matrix. And you can find it right under the Neo Experience channel. And that is the end of our training. I do have some questions. I very much appreciate everyone coming today to learn how these things are going to work. Please do keep in mind that the week of the 20th is when we're going to be launching out the webhooks that are going to automatically assign this. So anyone who's going to your website can click a button, and instead of you having to put them on the campaign, we're going to automatically do that. But as you know, I will very much be in communication with you when that's going to launch so that you understand exactly how to do it. I'm going to take your questions at this time. Probably most of them are like, hey, you know what? You didn't even do that. Okay, Linda asks, I'm in the Matrix resources and it doesn't allow us to see the actual campaign. It just explains the purpose of the campaign. Where do we go to see the actual campaign? Linda, I don't think you're in the Matrix Resource Center if you don't see the campaign, but I will hop out of this training in 1 second and show you just exactly where that is. James said, if they unsubscribe before the end, are you still given the day 26 task or a different notification? No, if they unsubscribe from your email, they just unsubscribe. So they're clearly telling you that they are not interested in doing any business with you. So if they unsubscribe, that's just kind of the way of things. That is the end of the questions for right now. You guys are certainly welcome to ask me more questions as we're going through, but I do want to make sure that I am going to show you guys where to find the stuff that you definitely need. We send out, if you guys read your Monday email, you know that you should bookmark these places. This is exactly where you can find all, wait, hold on a second. Sorry, I'm on the wrong thing, guys. All articles. I'm going to push this thing down for just a second. Collections. There we go. I'm hoping you can see that, but I got to double check to make sure you can because of the fun times of Zoom. Okay. Every single campaign that we have is right here under campaigns. Not only do we have that, but it's what campaigns are triggered by tags, an overview of all campaigns, and the absolute breakdown of every single campaign we have, with the end being the Automator campaign guide. Incidentally, that's going to be changing as well because we are adding so many new campaigns. And so if you just pick a campaign, any campaign at all, let's go with downsizing campaign. You are going to see assets like me reading you a 5-minute overview like I'm doing right now of the campaign itself. We then tell you exactly who the campaign is for and the campaign timing. We break that down into the synopsis, the CTA on your website, as well as the text. And then we show you what each and every one of them look like. So any campaign, anytime, you have everything that you need in order to understand what that campaign is going to look like. Again, under collections, you will also see all the Neo Experience stuff. I'm actually going to change this to Neo Experience and not the Neo Experience app. But if it has to do with the Neo Experience, it's probably going to be in here. I may have Neo Experience app, then like parentheses FinLocker, and then all the rest of the assets. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it because this is the first time we've been doing that. Okay. Oh, I don't have any more questions. I was jumping right back in there to get questions. So it looks like you guys don't have any more questions, but I obviously, as always, very much appreciate you coming so that you can learn how to use all of these resources at your disposal to create these relationships with human beings. Please know that you can use any of these at any time. They are all going to be live in the system. I believe on Friday is your big day. So you will have this to share with the people in your branch, or you can come back and watch these as you go forward. I'm going to just double check that I don't have any more questions. Oh, I do. Of course, I have a Brian Little question. Brian, if we put a past client in this campaign, but already have them in HomeBot, can we exclude the email about HomeBot? No, we really can't at this point. I understand that that would be a great thing to do, but we're not even close to that kind of decisioning yet. So, I mean, if they already have HomeBot, then they probably would know to ignore that email, but you can certainly put anybody on this campaign who you would like to re-engage. Linda asked, where do you get that page? You can just shoot an email over to support@matrixtechstack.com and they will give you that link. I highly encourage you to absolutely keep that as a favorite because you can literally ask that thing questions about using Matrix and it will actually answer you on the spot. So that's a really great way for you to find answers without having to ask them. Like you don't have to email the group. You can just search a keyword. I mean, I don't think you guys understand how high tech this thing is because it probably doesn't look like high tech, but let me just show you, like, let's say you wanted to look up, let's just say you had an error or whatever it is, right? So like, let's say you want to look up, first-time home buyers, but we just put in the word first, and you've got first-time home buyer campaign, urban first-time home buyer campaign, all the things that the word first would ever encounter. All of our, if you look under presentations, all of the presentations we do, plus the best ones from Neo, are also all found right there. And so anything you really need is right there. James asks, do Neo clients get automatically added to HomeBot out of Encompass, or Ella supposed to do this manually at this time? No, they actually sent a report over to HomeBot to put them after funding. And what we will actually be doing is moving that into a API situation. We're actually working on some big stuff with HomeBot, so you do not have to put those people on there manually. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to jump off the call. Let me know if you have any more questions. Obviously, you can always send over an email to support@matrixtechstack.com, and we can always help you from there.